Hello everybody and welcome back to the Tabletop Temple, where we paint, we play, and we pray to the dice gods. Today's video is actually one I've been wanting to get out for a little bit, and it is continuing the Grimcoven paint series, and I am now painting the Griefbound Convergence. Get this party started, let's paint this little skull Bony matter. Now, if you look really good on the little Lament tornado, there's actually some little tiny skulls that are poking out. You want to get those with Bony matter as well. I actually had to look at the model very thoroughly to try to find every single one, but even after painting it, I don't think I caught every single little skull. But just look carefully and do the best you can, and get it with Bony matter. Now, since it looks like this little priest is slinging Lament all over the place with all this corruption and whatnot, I decided to make all of these little smoke bits blood red. As I've stated in my duality video, I think blood red is probably one of the best representations of Lament that you can get. But you need to be careful for this step, because I don't think it's Lament poking out all around. I think it's actually also some little twisted trees that's just kind of converging all into one tornado. So if you get a little bit of the red on something, that's okay, but try to go in between and use your best judgment for what's a piece of the smoke and tornado versus the little twisted trees. So take your time, do the best that you can. And this is pretty much what it looks like when it's finished. Now, to blend in the skull with the blood red, while the red was still wet up there, I dabbed a little bit of the Bony matter back just to kind of blend the two colors together. But let's move on to the next color. Now, for all the twisted trees that are around the model, I finally found me a brown that I like to use for this game, and that is Satchel brown from Army Painter. So get this on all of the little twisted tree parts. There's some that are sticking around the gravestones to the left. There's some on the skull's head itself sticking out of its eyes, and also around the Lament tornado as well. Now, moving on to the priest's robes and the cloth that is sticking out on the bottom, I decided to go with Beowulf Blue because I wanted to use a color that will pop amongst the Lament red, as well as help the red pop out as well. And I couldn't think of a better color than Beowulf Blue from Army Painter. But there's a little bit of the cloth that's sticking out down here, and you can also get the priest's robes, as you're going to see in a little bit. I actually initially didn't decide to do the robes like that. I decided it out afterwards, and only because I wanted this to be a part of his robes, the cloth that's sticking on the bottom. But it comes together very nicely in my opinion. But let me know what you think in the comments. Now, taking a look at the priest himself, I've noticed that his arms kind of looked a bit undead looking, so I decided to go over his arms with Bony matter. Mainly because, well, he is a priest. It looks like he's casting this Lament tornado spell or whatever, so maybe the skull up top is just an incantation of himself. So, Bony matter is what I chose. Now to go over all of the gravestones, the bits and pieces of building, pillars, etc. And the color I've decided to use for that, like always, for all my stone, is Gravelord Gray. I truly think Gravelord Gray has no contender to him to really bring out something that makes it look like stone better than this color. Especially when you dry brush and slap chop a miniature, I truly think that it brings it out very much. Now if you look really carefully at the priest himself, he seems to have some armor on his chest and face, so you can get that with some Broadsword silver. You could probably also go over it with some polished silver, but ultimately I went with Broadsword silver just because of what I'm trying to achieve. That's all. Now I've also painted these little wraps that are on his torso the same blood red as I used earlier. Really just because I thought it would look really cool. But let me know what you think. Now to go over all of the chains that are on the model, just like in my Undead General video, I decided to go with Talos Bronze because when it comes to this grim, dark, Victorian, Dark Souls, Bloodborne-ish style kind of world, I really like to think that a lot of the metals in it have been just old, decayed, rusted, turned inside out, and I think Talos Bronze really brings out that dark look when it comes to metal and chains. So that's the main reason why I decided to pick that color for the chains on here, as well as Undead General and Tormentor. But you do whatever color you want. This is just a personal choice. And for my final step, I've decided to go over all of the ground bits with hardened leather. Normally I would use Agrax Earthshade here, but to really make the ground pop here, I decided to go with hardened leather because I didn't want something to clash too much with the twisted trees. So hardened leather is a pretty decent color to use. And that is how you paint the Convergence Griefbound from Grimcoven. If you liked today's video, please drop a like on it, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And pay attention to when I go live because I truly like speaking to people about board games, painting tips, etc. in general. But that's it for today's video, everybody. I'm your friendly neighborhood guru, and I will see you on the next Tabletop Temple. Goodbye, my friends.